The Word. You've known of it your entire life. A book that sits on your shelf, sometimes granting wisdom and sometimes gathering dust. But can you trust what you have is actually accurate? You're talking about a book written thousands of years ago, before computers or printing presses. How can you be sure you have the words God wants you to have? Many respected ancient writings were only loosely based on facts, with the historical writers often getting key dates and locations absolutely wrong. That's because many of the writers did not live in the countries they were writing about. Some weren't even living at the time of the events they recorded. Not so with the Bible. Scripture was recorded by those who lived in that time and experienced what they recorded firsthand. Moses, for example, was there when God gave the Ten Commandments. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John were there and experienced the life of Jesus. So there is no doubt that what was written down was historically accurate because those who wrote it lived there at the time. But what about the handwritten copies that came later? Doesn't it seem that over time, as one writer copied the word for future generations, that words and potentially entire passages would get rephrased and perhaps even omitted? How do you know the Bible you read is the Bible that was originally written? Wait! To answer that, you must go back to the way Scripture was hand-copied into manuscripts. For centuries, three groups of people took the care of the Old Testament Scriptures as seriously as life and death. They had strange names like Sopharim and Masoretes, and they were obsessed with the intricate minutiae, requiring a system of double checks and triple checks to ensure extreme accuracy in any reproduced copy of Scripture. If one mistake, even one letter, was found to be inaccurate, the entire copy was destroyed. So you can be confident that copies were made accurately. But how do these ancient manuscripts compare to the printed Bible we have today? In early 1947, a goat got himself lost in the caves off the coast of the Dead Sea. A young boy searching for the goat found jars filled with ancient Old Testament manuscripts. Scholars confirmed that when these earlier Old Testament manuscripts dated 125 BC were compared to later manuscripts dated 916 AD, the Dead Sea Scrolls were identical, word for word, in more than 95% of the text. The variation of 5% pertained almost exclusively to spelling variations. In other words, in over 1,000 years, the only changes were in spelling and did not affect in any manner the meaning and intent of those scriptures. But what about the New Testament? Well, scholars evaluate the reliability of ancient literature by two standards. One, the time interval between the original and the earliest copies, and two, how many manuscripts are available. For instance, scholars deem Homer's Iliad of utmost accuracy because the time gap between the original and the earliest copies is a mere 400 years, and there are 643 copies in existence. In the same manner, Caesar's Gallic Wars is considered accurate even though its time span is 1,000 years, with only 10 copies. The New Testament, on the other hand, has no equal in these two criteria. No historic writings even begin to come close. The span between the writing of the Bible and the earliest copy is only 50 years, and nearly 25,000 manuscripts survive to this day. Take that, Homer and Caesar. But why? Why is this accuracy so important? Because, in effect, it means God is saying, I protected my written word to you all these years so that you could hold it in your hand, read it, and know that it is an accurate revelation of me. I want you to know me and my ways, so I have given you my reliable word. And that is the final word.